at these colleges and you have so many white people, and then you have this amount of black people that have all came up from the same roots, the same struggle, all that type of stuff, as you are not there.
Oh, black women are tired. That man asked a simple question. Not every man is hitting on you, ladies.
Show up. Gone are the days where men are relentlessly pursuing women who are not giving them feedback.
Because if any of the reasonings has anything to do with a black woman, then I don't think that you genuinely like the race that you're dating. Seems like a scapegoat to me.
Men do not like aggressive women.
Mainstream athletes are always dating or marrying these white women. A lot of the times, these mainstream athletes don't always be at HBCUs, okay? They be at colleges such as Kentucky, Notre Dame, Alabama, which are all predominantly white, okay? So when they at these colleges and you have so many white people, and then you have this amount of black people that have all came up from the same roots, the same struggle, all that type of stuff, as you are not there here.
What?
So when you have these white women that meet these black men in college, they're nurturing, they do their homework, they make sure you eat, they be having cars, they do all of that and whatnot. And these men, they build these relationships with these women.
What are they doing?
Okay? And it goes from there. So when they get drafted, all that type of stuff in the NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever, okay, they take them women with them because they actually fell in love with them. So a lot of the times you cannot fault them for them being there for them at their lowest points of time, instead of actually us being, as African American women, being there for the guys as well, because we came from the same position. So stop being on social media being racist because
they can't help it. I gotta say that. I don't understand it. They can't help it. Is it right? Oh no, it's not right. Men know it's not right, but that's what's happening, and men want no parts of it, right? When you see, like, you look at what happened back in the day. I'm sorry, I gotta bring it back. I gotta take it back, like a throwback. When things were brought to the black community, who was it brought to? The females. You want to tear down the future? You tear down the females. Why? The lady is in charge of raising the kids. That's what causes the problem. So they try to blame it on the man. But the reason why things are going backwards is not because of the man. Who's raising the children? But Dr. Umar, yes, the good brother, Dr. Umar, Black Power, said it best. Go ahead, Dr.
In the African Queen is the snow bunny will find a black man in progress. She will find him on the job. She will find him on the university. And that snow...
You notice he didn't just say in a university. He says she will find him on the job. Not just a football player, right? Because the lady talked about the football player. Dr. Umar said it best. Thank you, Dr. Umar. He cares for the black man. Of course he wanted black power, black power. We already know. I talked about that yesterday, I believe. And, you know, that's against the Almighty. But he doesn't believe in the Almighty God. So I understand why he thinks that way. Let's continue.
Bunny will see a black man with potential, and she will invest in him. She will help him level up. And then when the sisters see him 5 years ago, 5 years later, he's a millionaire, and the sisters say, look at that sellout. He went and got a white girl. But guess what? When he was looking for a sister to help him level up, to invest in him, none of them wanted it. You know why? Too many black women want a finished product.
What?
Black women have to stay with me.
Stay with me. Exactly.
Expecting men.
Stay with them.
A finished product is harder on us. help him level up. Stay with me.
Oh,
Help him
stay with me.
and become what you need him to be. Because the big reason
Listen
why
to Dr. Umar
are running off with black men
Yep.
is they're meeting
Tell
them
him.
when they have nothing, but they believe in their vision. And black women are waiting for him to cross the finish line. And by the time he crosses the finish line, the snow bunny done snatched him already.
You disagree. You shouldn't disagree with anything. It's really thundering outside. But guys, you heard what he said, but he's a finished product. Before I left the good old United States of America, I wasn't a finished product. But I left to become the finished product. I kind of was a finished product, but not all the way finished. I wasn't at the level I'm at today, but I had to leave to get there. So think about what's happening. And as the man said, while he's on a job. And a lot of times for black people today, it's not happening. Like, say, if you're not in sports, it's not happening for black men on the job. It's happening for black men with opportunities they create for themselves. Because these jobs will have you locked into slavery for so many years. Locked into slavery for so many years, and you get no reward from it. The only way to retire nowadays is through 401k or from something you set up for yourself. No pensions at a regular job. That's kind of out too. A man got to have some money and some investments. It's the only way. That's how things have changed. But let's see what the ladies are talking about.
Dates black men.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever called you out?
One of my best friends from high school, she was talking about how, like, when you're at like a party years ago and like in high school, there was this other girl in Franklin being like, Rose wishes she was black. And he was like, she doesn't wish that she was anything. That's just who Rose is. And I remember her telling me that, and I got really embarrassed. And E was like, but that's the price you pay, Rose. What did you think? Like, you thought that you could act this way and like
And then
dress this way and not
get called out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, what the I have been called out. I don't even know if it's called out. Someone has come to me and we've been able to have a great conversation.
No, it seems like that's just who you are. You shouldn't be called out anything. Nothing is owned by a certain community. A certain attitude is not owned. It could have been influenced, but it's not owned. But let the good girl or the good lady, Shashore, take it over.
Blood communally. And the fact that we are even having to have this conversation, to me, speaks to the anti-Black misandry that has been cultivated in this nation for decades upon decades now. If that was reframed, and if Black men went online and said, what value do Black women bring to the Black community? Those men would be seen as misogynoir, and they would be shamed from here until tomorrow, and rightfully so. And that is also, to me, an indication on how...
She's right. But me, I don't give a damn. Care none. I don't give a damn.
Normalized anti-Black misandry is in the Black community. Can y'all tell me an example of a Black man who went online saying I need some help and he got hundreds of thousands of dollars? Because in my opinion, if a Black man goes online and says I need help, they're gonna look at him and say, Negro, get a job. Get off of TikTok and get you a real job. But here's an able-bodied Black woman who went online, it sounds like, and said she needed help, and she got support. I'm just saying, here we're looking at a prime example of how Black men and Black men are not treated equal.
When Black women are in need, when we are grieving, when we are creating, when we are fighting for our lives, how do Black men show up in ways that don't center themselves? Because what I see too often is critique without care. But we care. I see the demands without contributions, entitlement without reciprocity, because Black women stay showing up for everybody, but who's showing up for us?
Community is cultivated ongoingly.
No, see, you bring on the trauma like it's only you, but who is showing up for the Black man? No one can. No one can show up for the Black man, but you do have some ladies that are doing it. The white ladies, those other races that are supporting you, driving you, giving you money while you're in college. These football players are going through that. Or you're on a job, grinding hard. She sees the potential in you and gives you a shot, and it works out. That's what's happening.
And I think what happens is, I think sometimes Black women don't understand the part that they play in that. Like, a community is something that is cultivated between men and women, but that happens on a day-to-day thing. Like, if you're not investing in the community,
They don't care.
then we can't be surprised that when the community doesn't invest back, and they don't know who you are.
Yeah, see, men could care less. Men are done with that community talk, right? Because the way men have been treated for so long, they go, what community? This? I'm not fighting for this.
That Black men look outside of their race to find a partner. I don't think that you guys have truly asked yourselves this question. Like, look in the mirror and ask your own Black ass man self, why is it that you date outside your race? Because if any of the reasonings has anything to do with a Black woman, then I don't think that you genuinely like the race that you're dating. Seems like a scapegoat to me. Take accountability for your actions, sir. Have you ever thought about the fact that maybe some of you guys, a lot of you guys, have resentment and mommy issues towards your Black mothers? You never really dealt with the trauma that...
No Black man has resentment towards his Black mother. What are you talking about? Men usually get over that. If a man says, okay, let me tell you the resentment men have. They don't want to be with a single mom because of their Black mother. Not resentment, just I choose the latter. They saw the struggle. They don't want to go through that struggle. They saw men coming out of her life. They saw her hide men and all kinds of craziness. They don't want to deal with it.
She put upon you, and then when you go to seek out Black women, you have this misconception about all Black women are like this, all Black women are like that. But then you run to the next race who literally mimics Black women to a T, and their copycat mannerisms are okay. And they say, oh, because the other women races are submissive. Oh, so you want a weak? If you're incapable of handling
a submissive woman, she said, is a weak bitch. You see how they think? Nobody wants a girl that will be like, what's up, Sean? And throw hands with them. Like, guys don't want that. A girl that'll mess around and knock you halfway out. I don't know if you guys are not fighters, but you ever get hit in the face so hard, you almost knock out, and you're like, and you snap back in. Like, a girl hit you that hard, you got to snap back like punch drunk. I don't want a girl to leave you punch drunk.
a Black woman, just say that. Because trust them, Bailey.
So first and foremost, K McFly, I adore you. You are amazing. I love your TikTok. Keep going. But I want to address everything that was your response. This is kind of the reason why we would date outside our race. Your response in total.
Yes.
I'll tell you why. First, sweetie, you never actually answered the question. You I think just got emotional about it and then responded with a rant, and it wasn't an answer to the question. You didn't listen to what he was saying. Listening. Two, at one point, you kind of turned it around and said, maybe you should take accountability. Well, the question was about maybe you taking accountability and figuring out why we actually may choose to do that. You flipped it. Third, and probably the most problematic, you said that it may be due to the trauma that we haven't gotten over with our mothers. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure that was something we told you in confidentiality. So you kind of used something that we told you against us. It happens a lot with, women of our color. Lastly, you said that the women of other races were weak because they were submissive. Sweetie, being submissive isn't being weak. When you're with a man, you want to submit to him. You want to be able to submit to him so that he can care for you and be womanly. Men do not like aggressive women. We just don't. It's the truth. So if you kind of want to know why we date outside our race, just watch your video, sweetie. Let's do this together.
Damn.
I love my queens. I do.
Yeah, I do too. It's funny. We always say that. Even though I'm making this video, I can say, I love you, Black woman. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Black man. Even Black men can say, yeah, we can't be with you, but we love you, Black woman. We do. Or else I wouldn't be making this video. If I didn't want to see correction, this video wouldn't get made. Take heed to that.
This whole Black men speaking to you at the grocery store thing. Excuse my attire. I just got back from working out. Now, before I get into what I'm going to say, which is very unpopular, let me say this. You do not have to speak to anyone if you do not want to. That is your choice as a human
True.
being.
Mm-hmm.
He came on and asked a question, and there were some women in the comments that said, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to be bothered. I'm just minding my business. You know, I feel this type of way. Understandable. And that's it. But now you all are dragging it to where now you're saying, well, why would a black man speak to me at a grocery store? Why don't black men? And it's becoming an issue with black men. First of all, for a lot of you all, this is our elder. This is a Gen X. Some people come from an era or a generation, or even some people come from certain parts of the world, like the South, where people are just hospitable, where people just speak to one another, especially the black community. There used to be a time where we acknowledge each other. How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? Angie Stone used to have a song, Black Brother, you know, strong brother. We used to just acknowledge each other because we shared a common struggle. That man said one word, 2 syllables, hello, and we are losing our minds. You can literally say hello to someone and keep it pushing. It takes you no energy to say hello. Literally keep it pushing. Like you can physically push your cart, say hello, and keep going. Instead, you're making this, oh, black women are tired. That man asked a simple question. Not every man is hitting on you, ladies. I don't believe a man is hitting on me until a man tells me I'm hitting on you, I'm interested, I like you, and I won't. Other than that, I'm just going to say hello. Then it's like, oh, well, he has to buy your groceries. Maybe I would have said hello. Okay, so is it a matter of you not wanting to speak, or you're not wanting to speak unless somebody buys you something? Buy your own groceries. I don't need anybody to buy my groceries for me to say hello to them. I can buy my own groceries. Because trust me, if a man buys your groceries, he's going to be expecting more than a hello. Again, if you don't want to speak, cool.
I bought them groceries. I want to see them groceries. I like you. That's funny she said that. I like you and I want you. Can I see the groceries?
The choice is yours.
Groceries for groceries? I want to eat some groceries.
But stop making this a gender war. Stop making this, oh, black men, oh, how dare you? The man's video was 5 seconds long. He just asked a question, answer it, and keep it pushing. Yeah. But making entire think pieces on this and doing all this, y'all are doing too much. The man said hello. He didn't say, hey, little mama, how you doing? Let me whisper in your ear. We'll never grow as a people if we keep tearing each other down for the littlest things.
That was funny. That was good, funny. Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. I like you and I want you. This is comedy. And this is good content. She's doing the same thing I do in my videos every day. You guys see I add little things like that, right? It makes it, look, you need to keep doing videos, seriously. And I understand you make roundabout, but I can tell you make videos about everything. But the way you talk, it hits home. When you put familiar things into your videos, it hits home. But great reaction. And look at what this says right here. Look at this. The CIA don't even have to work to destroy our community. Yeah, because the work was already done. What did they do? They brought feminism to the black woman. The rest took over. Message.
Men's community, and there's something that they really, really want women to know. Okay.
What's that?
And a lot of guys are saying, I can't even believe that this isn't common sense. Why do women have to be told? But I'm trying to let them know it's because a lot of women are in their heads and they overthink, okay? But they want you to know that the number one reason that they fall back after initially pursuing is because you're not letting them know that you're interested. They're not getting reciprocity. And this is what you have to understand, that you can stay in your feminine energy. You don't have to become masculine and climb into the driver's seat and take the steering wheel out of his hands. They're not looking for you to take their place. What they're looking for you to do is stay in your feminine, stay in the passenger side, but they want you to let them know that you are interested. They're called choosing signals. There are things a woman can do to let the man know, baby, you are barking up the right tree. Once you do that, you will be shocked at the number of men who will consistently show up. Gone are the days where men are relentlessly pursuing women who are not giving them feedback.
Those days are over.
they want to know too that they're not wasting their time, okay? These are high valued men, and they want to make sure that their time and energy is not being wasted. Men, let me know in the comments if you think that this is true. Ladies, let me know what you think about this.
Well, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to, mend things and make things sweet again and make men approach again. And I don't think men are going back. Why? Because those choosing signals, like ladies forgot how to throw the handkerchief. That's a lost art from from the days of which we are in now. I can do battle by myself. Left lady like this. So a girl throwing a handkerchief, she's looking at you like, she's like, that's her smile like this. Let me show the butt a little bit. She's shaking her butt like this. Like that's her showing her butt, like going like then she does she stink? I think she stink. A man sitting there like, shit, I think she stinks. Is she smelling herself? Why she keep twitching? She's crazy. Like, come on, a man is not approaching. Why? Because we just don't know.
As a woman who loves men, it pains me to dislike them. There's nothing like a man, like a man's essence, his energy, his presence, his domination, his determination, his overcoming, his domineering, it's so many different things about a man. Sometimes a man's silence is the sexiest thing about him, and not because I don't want to hear him talk, but just his presence alone says enough. And I don't know where the disconnect has come in, whether it was the violence in so many different cities, urban areas, whether it was the drugs that were polluted into our pregnant women, babies, the drugs that were put into these areas or certain areas, the way they drove us away from each other, drove us out systematically, broke down our minds, our spirits, our bodies, our finances. I don't know where the disconnect.
Did she speak about what happened in the hood and blame that on everything everywhere? Let her finish.
But one thing that men do that take away all the praise that I just gave them is their lack of accountability.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
She's trying to put everything on us.
Their lack of accountability is so devastating.
Tyrone.
Because it rips through everything. Man. It rips through trust. It rips through love. It rips through their growth, their partner's growth, their connection to their kids. It just rips through so many different things. Their connection to their home, to themselves.
To the kids. She got a Tyrone is her baby daddy.
It seemed like every single man would rather, even boys, you see boys lie a lot. You know, their mothers have to stay on them. Sometimes boys will lie and they know that you know the truth. And, you know, girls lie too, so I'm not trying to say that they don't. But I think my question is, where did this start? And it just all makes
boys
sense. Boys
lie a lot.
With Adam.
It started with Adam?
Ever wondered if Eve wanted to go to God and tell him the truth?
What?
If she had a understanding and intuition, hey, maybe we should go tell God we messed up. We did the thing he couldn't do. It doesn't really go into detail of the conversation before high.
Why didn't it happen the other way? I'm sure Adam was like, well, no, he was coochie whipped. She went back, tried to put it on Adam, what Eve did, and then she tried to put it on all black men, what Pookie did, and what Tyrone is doing. And said, dear black men, stop. And then she said accountability.
And yes, Eve messed up first and she did something she wasn't supposed to do, but You just have to wonder whose idea was it tied.
Wow. This first one. I can understand your disconnect. I don't think it's the man's fault that Eve did not obey her man. Because, see, I got to cook for a second. Because before sin came in, before Eve came in, you notice no fruit was bitten. No fruit was bitten until Eve came in. We established that, right? So the man said, where is the apology from the woman? Maybe Adam wanted them to hide because he knew God was going to punish her. Yeah, damn, that makes a lot of sense to me. Talk about accountability. And you blame Adam's response to Eve's betrayal to God. And this, in a nutshell, is the problem. Questioned, never blamed. Which is your problem? Are you kidding me? I'm out the shadows now. Back and better. Look what this says here. No, it's y'all. Listen to TV, Tyler Perry, Steve Harvey, Taraji P. Henson, Love, and Hip Hop. Oh, so many ladies love that show. I had a problem with that show as well. Y'all listen to the government, period. Feminism brought into the black community. This is a problem. And they still don't see it. Open your eyes and see you were brainwashed. And nowadays, parents are brainwashing kids saying, get that college great. Get that great. And the best thing a kid can do nowadays is learn a trade. It's the best thing a kid can do.
A systemically broken home are not compatible. Let's talk about it. So in my previous video, over 3,000 Black women in the comment section shared their experiences about being a Black girl, a Black woman, dating a partner from a systemically broken home. And as a qualitative researcher, those numbers in that comment section, it really matters. So I want to ground this conversation in care, community, and most importantly, understanding. It is not meant to be divisive in any capacity, but it is meant for people to feel seen and to understand what it is that they experienced. A little background about me: I am Black American, I'm a special education teacher, I am a current doctoral candidate at the Mecca Howard University. I have also created my very own original theoretical framework, which focuses on how systems, trauma, and lived experiences shape behavior and relationships. Okay, let's clarify the systemically broken home aspect. So a systemically broken home does not inherently mean single parent home, poverty, or moral failure. But what it does refer to is the environments shaped by chronic instability, unresolved trauma, parentification, financial enmeshment, and survival mode living, oftentimes created by larger structural forces, hence the terminology systemically broken home. Another aspect that I would like to address is the comments that are inquiring, why am I just speaking specifically about the Black suburban girl and the Black boy from a systemically broken home, when of course there are a myriad of different types of relationships that can exist. So for example, people are asking, like, why are you talking about the vice versa concept, same-sex relationships, interracial relationships, love versus survival? And my response to that is that every single experience matters. But as a qualitative researcher, we can't throw everything into the same bucket. We have to focus on specific populations so that way we can see the clear patterns, especially when a group's experience is often dismissed or overlooked, which is why I'm specifically highlighting the Black suburban girl and the Black boy from a systemically broken home. Also, I can't speak from lived experiences in terms of a dynamic.
Look. We gotta stop it. You know, this other girl was talking about it too. The other girl was talking about Tyrone. That's what you ladies want. That will always be what you ladies want. I had a talk with Q, right? And we were talking about what guys fall for when they come over to the Philippines, right? And what happens is, and me and Q came to the conclusion, who's the pimp in a situation? Because some guys come over here and become suckers to gain, right? So you go, wait a minute, if these Filipinas are running game, and now it doesn't just happen here, it happens every country. So if these girls are running game, who are the pimps? Who are the guys? He told me about experiences when he was vetting girls, right? And he heard their boyfriends in the background saying, ask for this, ask for that, ask for this. And he heard them ask for this in their language. So, and some of them said it in English. So, who's pimping? The man. Why? Because they're getting the money. Who's receiving that money too? The men are saying, put it in my hand. Put it in my pocket. The men are pimping. And who's the tricks? The guys going over to other countries. And will it stop? No, it won't stop. Because it's happening in every community. Who is the pimp in America? Pookie and Tyrone. And for white ladies, it's Chad. And what do? Now she got it right. She's using her degree for a good thing because she got her degree in gender studies, right? You know, degrees that are making the money. And so she's using it. Congratulations. Use that. Actually, what I suggest is to do it on TikTok, also do it on YouTube, also do it on Facebook, also maybe have another channel on YouTube, but spread it up. Girl, I'm trying to help you make the bag. I'm telling you how to make the bag. Do that. Have like 2 or 3 channels on YouTube. Have your channels all over social media. Boom, you're going to blow up. I wish you nothing but luck. But you got to stop blaming all guys for what Tyrone is doing, and things get better. But until then, here we are. But thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I put a lot of work into this. Other than that, peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.